Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my daily Walking Dead Q&A video for today. In this one, we're going to start off by talking about a recent interview with Andrew Lincoln about the appearance of Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and also if Maggie is headed to the Hilltop. So I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check it out. It's from Entertainment Weekly. They got all kinds of great interviews and everything, and this one is from Andrew Lincoln. And he says that Negan makes the greatest entrance he's ever seen in terms of the writing, the greatest entrance ever written. In the interview, he says that, he begins before laughing again. Just get ready, man. Just get ready. Lincoln shares that executive producer Greg Nicotero, who directed the episode, has called it, quote unquote, the best one yet. Now, he said that before, but I think for this one, it actually may be true because he also directed No Way Out also, and that was the best episode so far. So has he outdone No Way Out? I think we'll have to wait and see, but it looks like it maybe. And Lincoln seems to agree, especially when it comes to the introduction of his soon-to-be on-screen nemesis. Quote-unquote, it says, I read the script and I went, this is the greatest entrance ever written. And then, let's see, he says here, he talks about acting with regards to, being on set with also Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And he said, all the guys were going, oh, man, I wish I had gotten this guy, says Lincoln with a laugh. It's incredible, although it's also kind of unbearable. Norman and I were like, ugh. All the girls on set are going to love him. He's just the coolest guy, and everybody loves him, says Lincoln of Morgan. Jeffrey's such a great guy, and I've been a huge admirer of his since he played the comedian in Watchmen and everything else he's done. We're going to have a lot of fun. Honestly, we are so thrilled to have him. We are lucky people. And then there's a little bit more to it than that, but that's mostly what he said. And as for the 90-minute finale itself, it's an incredibly brilliant and well-constructed and tense final episode, says Lincoln. It's really dark, man. It's really, really dark. Consider yourself warned. Awesome, dude. So I'm so freaking excited. It looks like it's going to be great. And The Walking Dead, sometimes things get hyped up, and sometimes I almost take The Walking Dead for granted, as good as it is. But when I got to see Batman v Superman on the weekend, I was like, yeah, this is why I love The Walking Dead so much, because the TV series version is an adaptation of the comic books that does it justice. And there's very few out there like that, I think. Marvel's done a good job with their cinematic universe and that, but most of the time when you adapt something from the comic books to the screen, be it movie, TV show, or whatever, for some reason it usually tends to not work out that well. At least it used to. The comic book series version, if I'd compare comic book to movie or TV show, the comic book series version would almost always be better to me for some reason. This is one exception with The Walking Dead where it's pretty much a lock that the show is going to be amazing, and the adaptation is going to be just as good as all the way through. And it looks like with Negan, they've done exactly that, and it may even be better than the comic books, of course. So we'll see. But only a few days left. I'm really getting excited, man, and it's pretty awesome to see him do the interview. So check it out yourself, guys, and you can read through it and everything, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. So the second part of this, or the next question that was to be brought up, was do I think that Maggie will be brought to the Hilltop? And I'll show a screen cap. It looks like Rick, Carl, Aaron, Abraham, it looks like they're carrying somebody. Rick's kind of running, and he's got his hands kind of in a position like he's carrying, and so this was something I saw in a comment. Somebody had brought up the theory, like, Trev, do you think that they will try to bring Maggie, because of course, the pain she's having in her stomach after what happened in her Carol and Maggie episode where they were captured by that small group of saviors led by Paula or Polly. Do you think that they're going to actually bring Maggie, or try to bring Maggie, even though all this craziness is going on, even still, it being such an emergency, that they would actually take a shot at bringing her to the Hilltop? We know for sure from the sneak peek on Talking Dead that Rick and the group are going to be leaving. He's leaving Father Gabriel kind of in charge of Alexandria at this time, because he's like the only one there, and I really like how they've improved Father Gabriel and really redeemed him in a lot of ways, and love his kind of relationship with him and Rick, and how they get each other, and how he's willing to do whatever it takes to survive now, regardless of how he feels about it. That level of discipline to where you feel like you don't want to do something, but you have to, so you do it. And this is extreme discipline. So I love that they've done that with Gabriel, and he's going to kind of be the one in charge of Alexandria while he's gone, and that his primary focus for sure, 100% mission critical, so to speak, is to keep Judah safe regardless of what happens, even if Alexandria is to fall, to get out of there with her. I love the writing. I think it was great, and I really like what they've done with Father Gabriel. How they make us kind of hate him earlier on, and then they have him redeemed in No Way Out in that, and it's just gotten better, and I like the character a lot more now. I feel totally different about him than I did earlier on in the series. So we know for sure they're going to be leaving. Where they're going to be leaving, why? I like the theory. I think the theory of bringing Maggie to the Hilltop sounds best. It fits with the pictures and that. I don't know any spoilers. I'm staying out of that. I don't want the finale to be ruined for me. I want to wait until I actually see it and everything to give you guys my reaction and my reviews and everything. But it seems to me like a good shot. It's a great theory, and I think it makes sense that they would try to bring Maggie to the Hilltop, and that Rick carrying somebody with Carl and the rest, it does look like that's what's happening. Now, there's a flash that comes down, and then after in the trailer, you can see Jeffrey Dean Morgan there. So are they caught along the way? Maybe they make a run for the Hilltop, and along the way at night or something, and on the way, when they almost get there, they're close. Negan and the rest kind of surprise them, and shine a light on them and capture them on their way. So that would be pretty much all of our core survivors all together at once for the introduction of Negan, which should be pretty incredible, man, for sure. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen, and I couldn't be more excited for it for sure. Then the next question, this one was from AJ Unlimited. And he says, "Hey Trev, how do you think Dwight went from innocent, non-killing man he was when Daryl first met him to becoming a cold-blooded killing psychopath?" I think he spent too much time with Negan. I think that's what it is. I think he spent too much time with Negan, and he's just doing kind of what he's told, and he realizes now that that's how he has to do it. That's what he has to do in order for him to reduce any kind of pain that Negan will inflict on him, be it iron-based face pain or whatever the case may be, which you would do in that set of circumstances. Also, he learned that there's probably no way of getting out for him. If he tries to escape, the Saviors will get him one way or another, and Negan set an example with him. Next one's from Clear as Day. He says, "Hey Trev, now you better answer this question because it will probably be the best question you get this week. Do you think that when Daryl got shot in the back by Dwight, he got his other wing on his vest clipped? Remember from No Way Out how he got the other wing stabbed, foreshadowing his death? Or do you think Maggie having pregnancy problems signifies Glenn's death? Keep up the good work, bud. Clear as day." So a few people have mentioned that, and that is possible that it would go through the other side. I'd have to compare the sides and see which side Sasha sees when Daryl kind of turns, if it's his left side or his right side. The gunshot from Dwight would go through his right side, so I'd have to compare and see. But that's an interesting insight, and I'm really, really excited to see. Probably the biggest thing is who's going to be the death at the end in the finale episode, and whether or not it's going to be Daryl or Glenn or somebody else. It's crazy to see, man. I at this point I have no idea. If Daryl wasn't hurt, then I think it would be quite a bit different. But maybe some people think Negan might put him out of his misery, so we'll see. Next one's from Buster T14, and he says, "Hey Trev, love the channel. Question here, do you think the Hilltop/Gregory sold out the location of Alexandria? It would explain why all the Saviors know where it is. What would that do to their relationship moving forward?" I don't think that Gregory needed to sell out the location of Alexandria, because I think that the Saviors have so many people, they were looking for them, and eventually they found them, because they have groups all over the place. I mean, think about it. You have the group that found Carol, you have Dwight's group, you have, Stephen Ogg's group, you've had other groups prior. They know where Daryl killed the other men, because there was a car in the background there that saw them. They have groups everywhere, plus Negan's group by himself, which we haven't really seen yet, that they must have known within a few mile radius where they were, being able to travel around with their bikes or the cars and everything. I would think they'd be able to find it in hardly any time. Yeah, absolutely. It wouldn't take them long to find out where they've been, for sure. Plus, some of them are pretty smart. Some of the Saviors are pretty smart. Maybe not Eugene level, but they're pretty intelligent, it seems, so far. So yeah, I don't think he needed to sell them out. He would if he had to, but I don't think he needs to. Next one's from Louis D. Giovanni, and he says, Trev, do you think Dwight kills Daryl, then says to Rosita, "You'll be all right. Keep up the great work"? So no, I don't think so. I think they added that in there to let us know that Daryl is still alive at this time. He hasn't been killed off yet. Next one's from Danny T23. Trev, my dude, do you think Morgan will let go of his quote-unquote all life is precious because of seeing firsthand Negan and Lucille's hello to the group? Keep grinding, my dude. Well, we don't know if Morgan's going to be in that group when that happens. He may be off still looking for Carol. We don't know if Negan has actually captured Carol. We don't know what that situation is and where she's at. It could be possible that she doesn't even kind of reappear in the finale and that we have to wait till season 7 to find out where she is. And maybe Morgan will be consistently looking for her. Maybe Morgan will find the Hilltop. Maybe he won't find Carol at all. Or maybe he will. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't know if Morgan's actually even going to be there for Negan's introduction. But I think he has to give that up sooner or later. And yeah, I guess we'll wrap up with this one. Sooner or later, he has to give that up because they're going to be fighting. They're going to be at war with another group now. And whether or not, it's kind of like the discipline thing, too. You may not want to do something, but still, you kind of have to, if you want to survive, if you want to put food on the table, that kind of deal. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, whether you like it or not. That's that discipline part. Regardless of how you feel, you have to do what you have to do, one way or another. And I'll call it here for today's Q&A, guys. Keep sending me your questions for tomorrow. We'll continue. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can go ahead and share, and you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for today's. I'll see you guys again probably tomorrow. As always, it's Trev. Same peace. See you guys.